Hey there, you, me, and DC fans, and welcome if you're new. I am the stepson of Krypton,
I'm Mantis.
and today we are talking more Peacemaker and a little bit of Comic Con news. James Gunn just
A little
dropped
bit.
on us here. A little bit. It's been a little bit since we've done a news story. We've
Mhm.
been caught up in the trailer and the breakdowns and a bunch of the comic books and stuff. We actually have at least a little bit of news to kind of bring you guys here.
A
So,
little bit.
Mantis, are you ready to get on into it?
I'm ready.
All right, guys, we're not going to waste any more time. All right, guys. So we got a little news from James Gunn about what is going on with the timeline of Peacemaker, as well what's going to be happening at San Diego Comic Con coming up, and what are we 2 months out?
Mhm.
Um, Somewhere around in there because it was interesting because last year's Comic Con we didn't have any Superman stuff. The Marvel got to steal the show by announcing Avengers Doomsday, which ironically was right when Deadpool Wolverine dropped. Right, it was like Deadpool Wolverine dropped, and then because I remember we went and saw it, and then we got news alerts that they had just announced Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom. As we were
Yeah.
coming out of the theater, we saw those alerts. Well, here Superman's going to release like 2 or 3 days before San Diego Comic Con, so it's kind of like, and
It's
now,
reverse. Yeah, it's reverse. Cuz like you mentioned, we got those notifications that were coming out of the theater, but that's because also DC wasn't at Comic-Con at all. Like
yeah,
they weren't there. Now this year
it's going to be the opposite.
Marvel's not going to be at Comic-Con. So
What do you guys say? Hey, guess what? We pushed our movie back another year. Aren't you excited? Yeah.
yeah.
So, um,
Yeah.
yeah, we won't go into that, but that was it's whatever.
Mm.
Because there's also been some rumors too about what's going on with the Superman movie following more test screenings. So
Yeah.
a lot of rumors to get into. Mantis, do you want to lead off?
Yeah, we'll go through with just some James Gunn Peacemaker season two. I don't even call it. It's more like tidbits because there's not concrete stuff. Because I mean, everyone should know at this point, and hopefully you've seen it. If not, we could probably link it in the description of the
Don't
Peacemaker
promise
season
that. You know
two.
I'm bad about that.
The Peacemaker season two trailer. There's some interesting stuff that happens in that trailer, and again, we were all wondering how the season was going to happen and what the story was going to be based off of the ending of season one that kind of threw a wrench in things once the DCEU is gone, right? Like because of the, I don't think we're not doing spoilers here. Where like that's been out long enough. Everyone should know of what happens in the last episode, right? Like we're past that.
We
Like
were way past that.
yeah,
Like,
so you know the Justice League part of the Justice League shows up in the very last episode there, which causes a big problem because those characters are not in, or some of them, they're not in this version of James Gunn's DCU. So, with that ending taking place in the old DCEU, the main question was, how does Peacemaker season two fit into the wider timeline of the DCU, including Superman? Because the characters that we've seen inside of the Peacemaker 2 trailer, including Frank Grillo, did I see Tim Meadows is in there? Um, who else is in there? There's
Nathan
someone. There's
Fillion.
uh, yes, Nathan. Yeah, yeah, Nathan Fillion. There was another. There's another person too. I can't find it now, but there was another one that they showed in there as well that are going to be integral parts inside of Superman, the larger DCU concept there. So, some of the there was an interview that James Gunn did with Entertainment Weekly, and he was quoted saying, "I see how difficult after all my time at Marvel it is to make things truly fit together. So it's an unspecified amount, a couple of years." And what he's referring to is the timeline between Peacemaker 1 and Peacemaker season 2, that how long that is. So it's a couple of years is what he's given us there. Which again, like it mentioned in this article, it's good to see that he's kind of learning from some of that stuff on the Marvel side, and this kind of threw a wrench in things. So he had to, do some moving and shifting there to make things kind of make sense. Um, it's just there's still, it's pretty a vague answer of how it's overall going to fit. But if you watch that trailer, at the very end, you get to see uh, it's it's Chris Smith, right? Like that's the character's name. That is Peacemaker.
Yes.
Is I don't know which one's which in this ending scene either. You don't They don't tell you because Peacemaker is holding a gun to Peacemaker's head.
Who the fuck are you?
A, a different Peacemaker. So there's either time travel involved or a multiverse type shit going on here, which is probably the only way that he could address the why these characters are not the same. Like, let's be real. That's
Well,
the only way
and
he can.
it would also address why. So, like, let's assume that it is a multiverse thing, right? And let's say that this Peacemaker kills the other Peacemaker, the original from season one Peacemaker. Then Rick
Mhm.
Flag can't really be mad at this Peacemaker for killing his son
Bingo.
because it was this other Peacemaker and I killed him, right?
Yep. Yep.
We know that, and Mantis had alluded to it when we watched the trailer and we did the breakdown about that. You know, there's some interdimensional things going on with Lex, and the whole having the whole room full of monkeys doing the call center thing and all of
Mhm.
that. So we know there is these things, and that's probably why also we're getting all of these different characters coming in because it's pulling in from various universes and things like that. So we know that is a thing, and that would make sense, right? Like, oh, hey, yeah, they're probably not going to like him, but you will have to work with them because this is a different Peacemaker.
Yeah.
So that would probably make the most sense and to make everything fit. Because the thing is, like, James Gunn kind of trashed everything in the DCEU that he didn't have a hand in, right? That's why Peacemaker made it. That's why certain other elements have made it, right?
Mhm.
And it's a huge missed opportunity if you don't bind them all together, right? As we've been doing more in the comics, we're seeing some of those transfer to what's going to happen in the DCU, in the cartoon, the animated with Creature Commandos. Now we've got TV shows and movie. Like, you want all of those things because if you like one, then you're like, dude, I gotta go get the comics. I gotta watch the show. I gotta see all this. Like, then you get people really invested in this universe. And that's
Yeah.
Marvel started it with Agents of Shield. They lost it, and they were never able to get it back. And they had a lot of huge missed opportunity that they could have. And I gotta imagine James Gunn is looking at that and not wanting to make the same mistake.
Yeah. And like again, he even said that as his time working at Marvel, you alluded to, it's like he doesn't want to make the same mistakes. He's learned from that stuff. And I think he's previously alluded to this or even commented on this that Peacemaker season 2 is going to be his avenue to explain what happened, why old characters like Ezra Miller and Jason Momoa are not Aquaman and Flash. Like, this season is going to explain that tie-in, what happened, and help kind of smooth over the jarring change from the DCEU to the DCU. I really believe this season of Peacemaker is going to be that tool that does all of that. It's not going to be talked about in the movies or maybe hinted at in it, but I think Peacemaker season 2 is going to be where all those questions are answered for all of that throughout for the moving forward in the DCU.
If they're smart, they'll use the Flashpoint from the end of the Flash and say, "Hey, that they created a new universe, and boom, there you go." Um,
Mm-hmm.
and in this one, the Flash got arrested for being a pedophile. It's whatever.
Crazy ass flashes. Yeah. So, not to take away from that as well, but we alluded to or talked about the San Diego Comic Con, July 24th, 27th. And this is where it kind of gets disappointing for me because you are the main of the two main comic book studios, DC and Marvel. Marvel's not going to be there. This whole thing is yours. You can make a big splash and have panels and big announcements and make this a celebration about DC. And it just is not gonna be. It looks as from the comments he said he's quoted as saying it's just me, John, and Peacemaker. Now that quote is weird because
They're the
John
same
is
person.
Peacemaker. I don't know if that's code for something. However, he told a fan that asked about that, will there be a Peacemaker specific panel for DC Studios or a whole for all of DC Studios? It's literally, he said, it's just me, John, and Peacemaker. And though, of course, I'll talk about everything, which makes total sense. He wants it to be about fucking James Gunn. So, of course, James Gunn's going to be there to talk about all of James Gunn shit. It's just, I was so disappointed when I read that they're not going to have, I don't know, maybe if they do something more, maybe they'll have the Lanterns cast there, maybe something, maybe they'll have some Superman, but he didn't mention that. He literally just said it's not going to be any of that. It's just going to be me and John, which is disappointing.
I'm hoping, and again, could just be me, like, Mantis is right. A lot of everything that we've had coming here lately has been highlights of James Gunn and what he's doing, right? But I'm hoping that it's going to be like the opposite of, when Marvel did the whole chair thing and they had that online, like 8 hours of showing you a bunch of fucking chairs every 20 minutes. And people fucking hated that because it was such a big deal and people were so excited for it. And then they let him down. Maybe he's going to do the opposite, right? It's just me and John. And then he's going to announce some fucking crazy news and it's going to just blow up, right? I'm hoping that's what is going to happen. Because if you don't have Marvel there, you have your movie is in theaters. I mean, it's an opening weekend at the time of San Diego Comic-Con. Like, you would want to like build the hype. Fuck yeah. I can't imagine that especially saying he's talking about, like, oh, I don't want to make the same mistakes that, Marvel has made. But don't make that fucking mistake. You saw how this kind of like bullshit went. Like, you're trying to build up hype, but then you just give them a bunch of chairs or, like, no, use it. Make it this huge event.
Yeah. And again, maybe you're right. Maybe he's sandbagging a little bit, right?
Kid, you sandbagging son of a bitch.
Maybe he's just holding back, which is a smart move. It's just, I would have even prefaced it of, it's mainly going to be me, John, Peacemaker, but who knows? There may be some surprises. We have some surprises in store. That's what I would have said. You create mystery there. People then you're going to sell more tickets, because there's that could be something cool thing. And I get that. Like, if you spill the beans ahead of time, then you don't get the punch of the reaction of what we saw with Doomsday, right? Like, no one knew that was happening. It just, boom, there he was. That's right. Like, it's smart to do that. It's just, man, if they don't, it's such a huge opportunity that's been missed here. A big opportunity.
Yeah, but here's my problem. You tried to do that with the movie, right? Like, hey, I'm not releasing a full trailer until 2 months before the movie releases, right? And then people were let down because there's all this buildup. People are waiting, and then you let them down, right? Don't do the same damn thing at Comic-Con and say, oh, yeah, we're just, we're not doing anything. And then people get to Comic-Con and they may be expecting something like, oh, he is keeping it under wraps. And then you don't do anything. Like, if I'm James Gunn, I'm going to pecker smack you with some Lobo and some Supergirl. And because those are the next things that be coming out, right?
Dude, that's a great... Dude, that would be fucking awesome if Jason
Momoa came out as Lobo
and Lily Alcott came out.
Yeah, but yeah, if they come out in character and then you have the Lanterns show up, maybe a little Booster Gold. Let's get some Booster going. Awesome. Like, those things would be awesome, And I'm like, don't miss that opportunity.
That would be fucking awesome if we got a little sneak peek of this, and instead of like a trailer or something, you literally have the actors come out in costume. That'd be fucking awesome. It just would.
Especially since I'm pretty sure production has wrapped on Supergirl.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, I know filming has for sure.
Well, yeah. That's what I meant. I said production. Principal photography has wrapped on Supergirl. So sorry.
Yeah. Yep. They have the suits they shouldn't need anymore. I mean, you could get those easily there, and
Momoa is great at hyping up a crowd.
Oh yeah, fuck, he shows up looking like Lobo.
And because I get, the movie's released a few days before Comic-Con, so like Peacemaker is going to be the next season 2 is going to be the next thing to release in the DCU lineup. I get having Cena there, even though nobody's going to see him,
right?
But I get it. But yeah. The Lanterns and Supergirl are your next things, dude. I would get them out there. What? This is just now hitting you.
All right. It's just Yeah, I don't know how many of you comic book people know John Cena's work as a wrestler. I'm sure you know he was a wrestler, but maybe you don't know his character as a wrestler. But anyway, yeah, funny joke there. Yeah, it's again, kind of wrap this up. Hopefully it's not a missed opportunity. They need, because marketing so far has been garbage, complete shit. Whoever's running that should be fired immediately. And this is another opportunity to get, I won't say it's not free publicity, but it's an opportunity to do something that you can't do through normal marketing, something that you can't do through a trailer, something you can't do through just ads, TV spots, or even ads on billboards. This is a live event that is going to be propagated primarily, again, because tickets to get into this shit's insane. It's going to be primarily through social media, which is honestly better than anything else. Social media is the way to go if you're trying to hype up a movie or anything like that. You need to do it through social media, and you need to do it through stuff like this.
Yeah, I mean, again, don't miss out on the opportunity, and don't fuck it up. That's all you got to do, is not fuck up.
All you got to do is not fuck up.
I'm gonna cut that in again. I'm sorry, I love that one, but it fits. It fits right here. So
It does. Yep.
all right, guys. Oh, real quick, I did want to throw into the announcement before I go ahead and wrap into the ending here. So rumors are supposedly now, after the Superman trailer, we kind of alluded to it, that they have made a big change to some kind of formatting of the movie, maybe to make it a little more safe, I think is the word they used for it.
Yeah.
And
I think
we don't know exactly. I mean, you say safe, you're thinking a couple of different things, right? Like family friendly. I'm thinking more safe of, again, taking some of the criticism people have been saying about the movie. I'm like, all right, let's dial this back a little bit. It'll be interesting to see. We don't have any details yet. When we do, we will let you guys know what the actual details of what they did after the second round of test screenings.
Yeah.
And guys, if you have made it with us this far, you might as well go ahead and give the video a like. And he's showing you where. And subscribe to the channel, so when we do find out that information, we'll be able to bring it to you. Click your little bell notification so you'll get alerted and all that and bullshit that YouTube makes you do and all this stuff. And if you would like to see the full uncut version of this video, you just fucking saw it. Like, it was all there. All right. You just got to stay till the ending here to find that out. Like, we didn't cut anything out other than maybe some awkward pauses and stuff. You don't want to see that anyways. It's weird. So, all right. Mantis, do you have anything else?
No, I'm good.
All right, before we go too far off the rails, because it is getting on to about time to go off the rails, that is going to wrap it for us on this episode of You, Me, and DC. Until next time, guys, we'll see you then.
Later.